Hello and welcome, fellow fans of Clash of Clans. It is your host, Galadon. Super excited to be bringing you episode 34 of No Cash Clash. All right, so today, a couple of things we are going to change up. First of all, I'll ask you to subscribe as I always do. Second of all, I'm not going to ask you to use creator code Galadon. I trust you guys have heard that enough, and I've heard some people saying I say it too much, so I will certainly not ask you to go down to settings, more settings, and type in Galadon. But what I am going to ask you is, today we are going to test the interest in this series, all right? The only way that you will ever see another episode of No Cash Clash is if this episode gets more likes than the previous episode, all right? So episode 34 needs to receive more likes than episode 33 did. If it does, you guys got it. We will continue. Otherwise, RIP. Okay, so you know what? Honestly, though, you guys, I am loving this account and this series, so please help me out by gently depressing the like button, making it happy, and leaving a like on the video. All right, so where are we? 34 episodes in. I would guess we're somewhere around 1/3 of the way through Town Hall 8. We have a lot left to go, but the Barbarian King is getting close to being maxed out. Lots of troop upgrades, obviously walls have a ways as well, but the dragons are carrying me right now because check out the resources top right. You'll notice that we are running really high on elixir simply because we can't spend it fast enough. Between troop upgrades and the few building upgrades that require elixir, we simply have too much because those upgrades take so long. So we're going to those more elixir heavy armies like we have the last couple of episodes with the dragons, and for the most part, they're doing pretty well. Now, we have occasionally not gotten all the way through a raid, but that's okay. We don't mind, especially if it's a Town Hall 9 or a Town Hall 10, like you will see in this episode. That's right, we're up against 2 Town Hall levels higher and taking home massive amounts of loot, and we're also winning pretty much every raid. So the steady trophy climb continues as we are in Gold 3 right now, and I'm guessing, well, it's not going to be long, and we're going to see some significant upgrades in leagues, and who knows? We will just have to wait and see what it looks like up there. I'm going to naturally progress. We're not really going to be pushing. We'll just let it happen, and this base, so far, so good. Check out the elixir. We have not upgraded the elixir storage to level 4 yet, but we don't really need to at this moment, so I think instead we are going to use that elixir on the Barbarian King, get him going to level 9, and then I also remembered, hey, wait a minute, we've got these books of heroes. So they're showing up in the passes every month. We also have one right now in inventory. So let's go. Take him straight to level 9. Feels so good not to have hero downtime, which of course I realize is going to be a severe thing at Town Hall 9. Okay, back at the Builder Hall. We are doing occasional raids, and we're having a lot of luck now that we've unlocked the sneaky archers. They are amazing. So much fun to use the sneaky archers, especially against bases that maybe just aren't ideally designed. We can get in there, take out the stone slammer. Okay, crusher, fine, whatever. It's essentially the same thing, right? That's a misnomer. It should be called the stone slammer. That's exactly what it does. It slams barbarians to Kingdom Come. All right, so we slammed this base to Kingdom Come. 3 stars right here. Felt pretty good, and again, we're just kind of doing this slowly, not really focusing on the Builder Hall. You won't see a lot of attacks each episode simply because I'm more of a home village kind of guy, but we feel like I should be progressing over there simply because I know that people will say someday that I'm not maxed unless I have 6 builders and all of the geared up defenses at home. But the important thing over here was I did get enough loot so that we can build the air bombs. So we're going to build the air bombs, and then we'll build the siege barracks after that. Well, hold on. Okay, so we need to find a place to squeeze this in. Oh, I said this, remember? I said this barracks would go outside, the air bombs would go inside, the siege barracks will fit in there on the inside because it's only 2x2, and there you go. Now, if you want to see every raid, there is the URL for my Facebook live streams. I stream pretty much every single night and during the day on Saturday, so make sure you stop by if you can. There's the victory for 3 stars. And we're just killing it over there. Okay, back home, upgrade time again. Let's see. Okay, so we're just essentially looking at the barracks. And the problem with the barracks is it just slows down troop training so much. I realize that we have 4 of those to upgrade, but we're going to hold off, okay? We're going to do things like Dark Elixir drills and defenses, and eventually we'll put down 1 barracks at a time because it will slow down troop training, but it won't grind it to a halt. I don't want to not raid for 2 days while I put 4 barracks down at the same time. So we'll hold off on that. The base, in the meantime, looking pretty good. And on offense, we were getting a little bit cocky. I'll admit. We were looking at this going, the air defense way over there, the Expos, they're set to ground. Drop a couple of lightning spells, I'll be good. And, okay. So, well, whatever. I thought I would give it a try. We've got a couple of Town Hall 10s in today's episode, and obviously, I was kind of looking where the Archer Queen was. You can see, again, the Expos are all set to ground. Look at that angle. You can see that they're kind of flat. They're not angled up. And if you look closely, you will see an Expo that is angled up, targeting both air and ground. So we rolled in with no Barbarian King because he probably was just down between raids. Occasionally he'll take longer than the rest of the troops will. So we let him sit this one out. And, well, okay. The problem is, yes, okay, the Expos are a non-factor, but we have to remember that at Town Hall 10, everything has more hit points. Many of the defenses are going to be higher level, and of course all of the buildings, even though storages don't fire back, oops, future update leaked. No, even though the storages don't fire back, they take longer to get through because they're bigger, they're more upgraded. And, well, I thought that, okay, we'll at least grab 1 star here. We'll get to the Town Hall. Obviously, Dragons moving in right on the core. We've got most of the Dark Elixir out of the storage right there. Then the Dragon's going to make a right turn, head for the Town Hall. 47%, just a couple more buildings to get the 1 star for damage. Or wait, the Town Hall? No, 48%. Here comes the Town Hall. 49%, we got this. And the Town Hall, and there's 50%, and there is, okay, well, we're lucky we got the 50% because the Town Hall does not fall, RIP, and yes, we did leave a ton of loot behind, so kind of learning my lesson that even though a Town Hall 10 might look weak, it's not always going to be easy taking, and we did lose out on nearly 1 million in loot left behind on that base. But that's okay, a couple more miscellaneous upgrades here. Just doing gold mines, just working through the boring, mundane stuff until the exciting stuff maybe happens later on. Not so much worried about defense again right now, just really trying to stagger my builders. So I want to always have a builder coming free about every 8 hours or so that I've got something to do whenever I log back on. Now here is another Town Hall 10, and notice he's got over 3,000 Dark Elixir, so that was really the target. So here's 1 drill at 12 o'clock, and then we look over to the left. Here's another drill kind of by itself at 9 o'clock, and it's got that protection from the sweeper and that air defense. And then at 3 o'clock, another drill, and then not really a lot to protect that. And then there's the Dark Elixir storage. So we've got 4 primary targets. That's all we're going for here, is to clear all 4 of those targets, 100% of each of those buildings. So Barb King, easily. We know he's got it. With his ability, if he needs to, he's going to clear that one. Then a lightning spell right here to take out the air defense, the sweeper, and the wizard tower. Let's go triple play. So maybe just like the CC, maybe 1 extra dragon, or the CC dragon do it on its own. Single target Inferno, and check this out. A little bit of luck here. The dragon went away from the single target Inferno right at that Dark Elixir drill, and then everybody else coming down here on the bottom right, easily going to clear out the Dark Elixir storage and get to that other drill that's at about 3 o'clock. So, goal achieved. And this, again, I've talked about this in previous episodes, and this was true at Town Hall 6 and 7. It's like a puzzle. For me, I really like the challenge because you don't have to 3-star every base, but look at it like a puzzle, the individual pieces, what you can pick apart, and you can achieve your goal. Our goal was to get the dark. We got all but 132. That would have been in the Town Hall. And bonus, we picked up the damage despite the fact that this guy had multiple Inferno towers active. We got well over 50% damage. We got all the dark that we wanted, and any other loot that we picked up, which was about 600k, was just a bonus. And check it out, it was actually a butterfly base, or a moth, I guess, depending upon your point of view or where you live, but I'm going to call that the butterfly base. That took me a few tries. And let's go ahead and move on to another raid, back down to my own level, going after the Town Hall 8s. These guys almost always getting crushed, especially when I can do that. That's right, take out 2 defenses with the lightning spells, send in the Barb King. Usually I'll send him into either funnel or maybe distract by tanking an archer tower or 2. And then a beautiful freeze right here takes out the archer tower and the air defense for a few seconds while the Barb King just bangs his head on a wall. So yeah, I guess that's maybe not where he should be going, because he's almost completely useless right there. On the right-hand, left-hand side, he might work to try to keep the dragons in towards the core of the base. But again, like I've been talking about, this is not even maxed out here on offense, and we're still just going to annihilate this base. Gonna blast right through it. So looking forward, the problem is the next dragon upgrade, I think, is 3 days. So it's on the list, but it's a little ways down the list before we do get to that upgrade. In the meantime, I realize it's not quite the end of the video yet, but I just wanted to take a special moment and say, hey, thank you guys, okay? I really appreciate those of you that are coming by the streams, coming by the videos. You know, you don't understand, but you guys are actually changing lives of content creators for the better. Even if you can't support through any other means, you're just here, you're watching the video, maybe you're leaving a like, maybe you're sitting patiently through an ad that plays in the middle of a video. Thank you guys for that. It means a lot because it makes all of the difference in the world. And it's you guys by the thousands and tens of thousands that make it so that I can do this for a living. I can do this and bring you guys new Clash of Clans videos and new streams every single day and every single night. Okay. Now that I've said that, let's go ahead and wrap this up. We're going to get on to the status report, but we're changing things around. You guys said that you thought maybe instead of gems, I should show current trophies. So 1,597, which is gold 3. I had some other good ideas, but I thought maybe trophies was best just to help you guys to kind of get an idea of where I'm getting the good farming. Okay, for biggest raids, still at 1.5 million. For most Dark Elixir, still at 4118. Can't seem to beat those numbers. Next goals. Okay, this is taking longer than I thought, but we are going to get that stinking Barbarian King to level 10 next episode, and then move on to the troops. Thank you guys again, in the meantime, for sticking around all the way to the end of the episode. You're the true hashtag Galafam, and I love and appreciate every single one of you every single day, so get out there and make the best rest of your day. Be kind of people, and I'll see you back here again tomorrow for more Full Attacks.
Galadon, you sound like a bit of a radio announcer there at the end. For more politics. For more